Father Returning Home, written by Dilip Chitre, span of Dilip Chitre 1938 to 2009. He was a celebrated bilingual poet and translator with a remarkable work in Marathi and English. His versatile creativity extends to painting, filmmaking, and his notable contribution as a magazine columnist. He received the prestigious Sahitya Akademi Award both for poetry as well as for his well-known translation work Sage Tuka, popular avant-garde spiritual poems by Sant Tukaram. He had started translation of literary work of saints in Marathi at the age of 16. Exile, alienation, self-disintegration, and death are observed to be the major themes of his works. This poem is taken from Traveling in a Cage. It draws a portrait of a suburban commuter. It depicts his dull, monotonous, exhausting, and equally pitiable daily routine. It describes a forced alienation at home, which is reflected through the stale food and lack of sharing. His children refuse to share their joys and sorrows with the hard-working father who as a result is forced to retire into solitude. This very painful loneliness is a symbol of man's isolation from the materialistic man-made world. Father Returning Home by Dilip Chitre is probably the most famous poem by this Indian poet. It is an autobiographical poem where the poet showed the loneliness and world weariness of an old man in the modern society by depicting a picture of his own father returning home from work. The poem is a true account of poet's father Purushottam Chitre's life in 1957 when they moved from Baroda to Mumbai. The poem is expressive of the poet's feeling for his father at a later stage. He realized how neglected and uncared for his father was, even after being the lone bread earner for the family. But the poem, Father Returning Home, has gone beyond its autobiographical significance. It is now an account of any old man who does the hard work for his family but leads a monotonous life where no one is there to take care of him, to converse with him, or to understand his feelings. The poem consists of two stanzas of 12 lines each. It is written in free verse. Free verse has been used by the poet for the free flow of his thoughts and emotions while telling about the struggle in the life of his aged father. He does not want to be restricted by the rhyme scheme so that he can describe the monotonous life of his father who represents the senior citizens. The lack of rhythm is symbolic of the poet's father uncared for life. The language is easy and simple, but full of symbolic expressions, but poetic devices like simile. It is in first person narrative where the poet, means speaker, narrates how his father returns home and what he does thereof. Father returning home. First line of the poem. My father travels on the late evening train. Father returning home. Line by line analysis. The poem begins with the speaker's description of his father's traveling home. The father is traveling in a late evening train after finishing his work for the day. Late evening train may indicate how long the father works so that it regularly gets that late for him to return home. Second line of the poem. Standing among silent commuters in the yellow light. Interpretation of the second line. The father is standing among the silent passengers in the yellow light inside the train compartment. This line indicative of his sufferings during the journey. After working so hard, he is returning home standing on the footboard as he doesn't get a seat there to relax. The silent commuters. Commuters means those who travel regularly from one place to another for the purpose of work are not friendly enough to converse with him or among themselves. The yellow light is not the best thing either to promote any cheerfulness. All these things further intensify his agony and make the journey monotonous.
Suburbs slide past his unseeing eyes.
Like this, I will read the particular line. Suburbs slide past his unseeing eyes. The epithet unseeing is transferred from the person to his eyes. That's why in the particular line there is a transferred epithet figure of speech is used by the poet. Epithet means adjective. The adjective is transferred from one thing to the another thing. For example, 3 sleepless nights I passed. In the particular example, the adjective sleepless has been transferred from I to my. I am reading third line of the poem. Suburbs slide past his unseeing eyes. Suburb means Upanagar. The interpretation of the particular line, the suburbs are sliding past the moving train, but the poet's father has no intention to look at those. He is unmoved by these scenes, for he has seen those many a times and finds nothing new or interesting in it. So the sliding landscapes also add to the sense of monotony. In the particular line, there is a figure of speech, and name of the figure of speech is transferred epithet. Then my dear students, what is meant by transferred epithet? His shirt and pants are soggy. Soggy means भिजलेला. And his black raincoat stained with mud. Mud means chikhal. And his bag stuffed with books is falling apart. His eyes, dimmed by age, fared homeward through the humid monsoon night. I am reading the particular line. fared homeward through the humid monsoon night. In the line, there is again transferred epithet figure of speech. The epithet humid is transferred from weather to the night. Now the poet makes us know that it was a rainy day. His father's dresses are all wet with the rainwater and the black raincoat is damaged with mud. The bag he was carrying was stuffed with books and he was struggling to handle it. These lines are again indicative of the difficulties poet's father has to face during his journey. It gets even worse in the rainy season. The black raincoat might indicate the lack of color in his dull life. Again, his bag full of books hints not that unimportant that one would think from his ordinary routine journey. Now I can see him getting off the train like a word dropped from a long sentence. Same line I am reading again. Now I can see him getting off the train like a word dropped from a long sentence. In the particular line, there is a direct comparison between the poet's father and a word dropped from a long sentence. And for comparison, the poet used like word. So, here is superb example of simile figure of speech. My dear student, in the particular line, direct comparison between the poet's father and a word dropped from a long sentence. The poet's father gets down from the train. This is quite unique. He says that his father gets down just like a word dropped from a long sentence. The poet indicates how unimportant his father is to the crowd in the train. It does not really make any difference whether he got down or not. He is not that relevant to the rest of the world. He hurries across the length of the grey platform. Grey platform, it is grey due to cement. Here, grey suggests old age, dullness, sordidness of father's life. Crosses the railway line, enters the lane. His chappals are sticky with mud, but he hurries onward. Alliteration means using the same first letter or sound in a group of words. If a consonant sound is repeated in quick succession at the beginning of words, it is called alliteration. In the particular line, but he hurries onward, sound of H is repeated. Interpretation of the particular line: after getting off the train, the father hurries towards his home. He crosses the grey platform and the railway line and finally enters the lane. His sticky with mud chappals can't prevent him hurrying onward. The poet has used the word hurries twice to bring a sense of escapism from the dull, humid atmosphere, grey platform and muddy streets where no one would care for him. He just wants some solace at his own home.